This week on It's Happening Out. Race issues within the LGBT community. Rami Malek, Freddie Mercury wins it all. Red carpet fashion recap. Special guest host Tian Wilynn. It's all happening out tonight. Join us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. With Carlos Marrero, Aaron Phoenix, Chef Josie, DJ Diva Power Infiniti, Joe Brookman, and our host, Al Ferguson.
Well, good evening, America, and welcome to a very exciting first Wednesday night episode of It's Happening Out, America's most popular live gay talk show. Welcome, everybody. Isn't this exciting? What's going on? We are coming from our new location at Pint, and Pint here on the famous Wilton Drive in Wilton Manors, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and we always begin our show by affectionately saying we're coming from the gayest place on planet Earth. And in the coming weeks and tonight, we're going to prove just how gay we are. Coming here tonight from Pint. We welcome you, and it's going to be a fun event, a fun show. We have lots of interesting topics. Big news breaking as we speak at this moment, both in the world, in this little place in Vietnam, have you ever heard of it? And in Washington, D.C., and Michael Cohen, ever heard of it? And some gay stuff, too. So we're all going to talk about everything that we're talking about. Now,
can we talk about sex a little?
We're gay. We're gay. Come on. All right. So a little housekeeping before we dive right in. First off, we remind you, if you haven't watched us at It's Happening Out, this is a live show. It is not scripted. These people around me are going to say interesting and shocking things to me. I have absolutely no idea what they're going to say. It is live. You get to watch it. It is completely live and unscripted, and anything can happen. We ask you to like us now. Come on to our Facebook page, for example. You saw our new opening package in celebration of moving back onto Wilton Drive here at Pint, and we ask you to like us and share us on your Facebook page right now. If you're interested in gay community, let your friends know about this so you watch this live show on your Facebook page.
That's right. Pass us around.
Pass us around. You know something about that, I'm sure.
I do.
All right. Other housekeeping notes. How appropriate that we've got my friend Carlos Marrero with us
Finally,
tonight.
Dios mío, señor.
It's Oscar week, and did everybody watch the Oscars on Sunday night? And Carlos is famous fashion designer and commentator on fashion from Hoya Television. And we're very happy to, how appropriate this week with the Oscars and fashion, to announce that congratulations, Carlos, you are now a permanent host member of It's Happening Out. Absolutely awesome. What everybody needs in America in 2019, according to Mr. Trump, is an illegal alien. So, we welcome...
I do have to say that since the first day that I was here with you, Josie, we lost our virginity to It's Happening Out together. And everybody on the table, Aaron, if you're watching, you too, make me feel like family, and I am honored and blessed. And Sean Palacios, it's your fault that I'm here.
Yeah, exactly right. Well, so welcome, Carlos, and we're really happy to have you. Also, you'll notice we have 6 seats here tonight, and we have a guest host. Our friend Aaron Phoenix, our famous trans activist, is doing some work and can't be here tonight. And you've changed a little.
I got a boob job.
And Aaron had one removed. Exactly. And so we'll welcome Aaron back next week, but we want to welcome Tian Wilynn with us tonight. And this is very historic. Tian, this is our 23rd episode of It's Happening Out, and congratulations, Tian. You will go into the Wikipedia digest on It's Happening Out as our first straight guest ever.
Breaking barriers.
Yeah, straight girls.
See, the gay community can incorporate, and we literally become the straight girl in the gay world.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Now, of course, you know Tian. Oh, I love that. You know Tian. She's an actress. She's been in some interesting movies. She's a model and a mentor coach. And of course, America, you know her the most from her stint as the reality star on The Amazing Race. My favorite reality show of all time is The Amazing Race. I love it. Travel, of course. So we welcome Tian here to It's Happening Out. Are you excited?
I'm very excited. Thank you guys so much. Just super gorgeous people. Oh
we
my God.
we had a host meeting this afternoon, and in our rundown of what we're going to do, we don't plan our words, but we were really curious if what Tian thinks about our gay stuff that we talk about, whether it be men or women, but it'll be interesting to add your perspective,
Can't
and we
wait.
really welcome you.
Thank you guys.
Now, as you know, every week we begin with a meme of the week, and we have one this week at It's Happening Out. Here's our meme of the week, and it's about Trump and does he like gay? And we all laughed in production. All I'm saying is if Trump was really friends with the gays, one of them would have fixed his wig and makeup by now. And we thought that was a great
Bitch, where have you been?
meme.
I've told him and told him and told him. And that man is committed to orange and blonde.
Yes.
That
You
right
would-
down and
Come
lay
on.
to the side has to go, bitch. I'm
You would
sorry.
think that the log cabin Republicans would help the man do better than what he's
We
doing.
have- we have
because you
tried.
show up every week looking like this, Donald needs a makeover, and that's our meme.
We're working on it.
We also have a viewer commentary meme of the week, and a beautiful one from Sunday night. Wouldn't you have liked to have been at Madonna's little party? We show it to you here right now. This threesome is amazing. And it's Lady Gaga and Oscar and Madonna. And the threesome is the closest you will ever get to Oscar. And you see Joy Kilmeyer's meme that we do there. That picture is amazing. And congratulations to Joey Kilmeyer. And every week we post a new meme that you can participate in and title yourself. Finally, before we get started, we are talking in a talk show, America's most popular live gay talk show. I constantly ask you people, why are you still talking? And as a result, I'm getting ready in a couple of minutes to give each cast member a chip. And this chip will be put down in front of them, and they have the ability to, if we end our conversation, if they want to keep talking, they can throw a chip on the table, and then it will buy me a drink tonight here on Wilton Drive, and then from there, it gives them an additional minute uninterrupted. So why are they continuing to talk? And we'll do that tonight in our segment. So that's all of our housekeeping. Are we ready to get started here tonight?
Oh,
Let's
absolutely.
do it.
Okay.
Take off.
All
do
right,
this.
here we go. We always begin with headlines, and our headlines are big things in the news. First, Rami Malek makes news this week, Sunday night at the Oscars. He becomes Best Actor portraying Freddie Mercury in Bohemian Rhapsody. His speech was quite amazing and a call-out of what Freddie Mercury's life was all about. Watch this.
I think about what it would have been like to tell little Bubba Rami that one day this might happen to him, and I think his curly-haired little mind would be blown. That kid was he was struggling with his identity, trying to figure himself out, and I think to anyone struggling with theirs and trying to discover their voice, listen, we made a film about a gay man, an immigrant who lived his life just unapologetically himself. And the fact that I'm celebrating him and this story with you tonight is proof that we're longing for stories like this.
What did y'all think about that historic moment?
I thought it was interesting how his statement, particularly characterizing Freddie Mercury as gay, seemed to get so much backlash and controversy on Twitter. I don't know if any of you guys knew that, but just because he said that they made a film about a gay man, it was the gay part that rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. I guess people feel a kind of way because they have this idea about Freddie Mercury, that he was a rock star and he was maybe eccentric, but when you have to admit that, yes, he was gay or might not have been straight, I think that kind of irks people. But, it's time for people to get over that and to finally give us our due. The man was gay, so what, honey? He was one of us.
We're here.
It's all good.
Well, now tell us your father's gay.
He is gay. He, thank God he wasn't when he met my mom, because I wouldn't be here. But yay.
We need you, by the way. That's principally why we need you.
But he raised 2 amazing children. I think I am amazing. And then he was able, he was a Christian minister. And then he was able to come into his own, the way the world is finally changing, and be the person that he wants to be. I'm Aquarius, and what a travesty it would be not to have the freedom to be the person that you were born to be. And he's allowed to do that. And at 40 years old, he came out, and he's been with the same partner for 18 years, almost as long as my mother and father were married. But it hurt some people, but now it brought us all together, and we have Thanksgiving, Christmases. It's amazing.
I heard a rumor just a few minutes ago, and I wasn't sure about this, but I wanted to ask you about this. I heard a rumor that you actually outed your father.
It was my brother and my gay girlfriend at the time. We knew he was gay. He was trying to hide it. That's what, you did. And we were all at my dad's house, and we snuck up one morning to wake him up with pots and pans that he always used to do as his children, and the door was locked. And we hear the scrambling, and we see his boyfriend running out the back door, and he's jumping out. He's like, oh, I'm here early to train for wakeboarding. We're like, we knew. And he finally, us pressuring, and I would be like, Dad, all my friends are gay. We come down to Miami. I cannot even threw out that, I had been with some girls once in a while. I was like, anything to make him know that his family loves him regardless of anything. And that's the world that I want to live in.
Yeah.
And that's very interesting.
Thank you.
Anything else on the Oscar win this week? Any other thoughts? All right. Well, let's move on in terms of our news. We're showing you a slide here. Yesterday, the United Methodist International Church, the second largest church in the world, had a vote that has been quite controversial. They had the opportunity to embrace gay marriage in the church at the international level, and the church rejected it. And they have decided that they are not going to accept gay marriage. They're not going to support gay marriage. And there has been quite a backlash today by many of the more progressive pastors in Methodist churches, especially in Western Europe, Canada, and the United States, that actually may secede out of the organization of United Methodist International.
So,
what do you think?
Having grown up in the Methodist Church, and the Methodist Church is organized in a whole series of conferences, and those conferences can either elect to be ultra-conservative or they can elect to be liberal. There are conferences that still don't have men as pastors, and there are conferences that have embraced women, and there are conferences that will marry husband and wife. In fact, my 2 nephews that got married 3 years ago now were married by a female Methodist minister in the church. So while the international body has said no, most of the enclaves and the conferences actually make those decisions themselves.
Okay, well, it's news, and we'll watch what happens with the Methodists. Also in headlines this week, prostitution, the Super Bowl, and human trafficking. The owner of the New England Patriots is under criticism and legal issues this week in our own backyard in Jupiter, Florida, in the next county up, Palm Beach County, which, by the way, is the same county that Mar-a-Lago is in, and Donald Trump's winter White House.
Must be something in the water.
Right?
I've been there. I've seen
And-
it.
Was it in a day spa?
And he was in a
Was it
day spa.
in Mar-a-Lago?
Yes.
We're like a bathhouse.
And he was
Just saying.
bathhouse, White House, whatever. And he was in this day spa, and it turns out that the woman that he was with was illegal in the United States, brought here, and accused of trafficking, human trafficking.
Ignorance is bliss, right?
Yeah, and so we're watching that news, but we bring to your attention the headlines there. Also, big news this week is criticism that is coming from House Republicans because they are calling for a vote on the infanticide bill. And Democrats have blocked it and will not bring it to the floor voting. And there's been a lot of conversation this week about why not put the bill up for a vote in the House. And I asked from the news, what's going on? Anyone have thoughts?
I can tell you it failed in both the House and the Senate. For me, this is just horrible. While I've talked about my 4 children before, I actually have 6. I had 2 sons, Matthew, who was born in 1990, and Caleb was born in 1997. Both were born at 21 weeks, alive. I held them in my hands, and I could do nothing to save them. Fully formed boys with fingers and eyes and toes and even dicks, okay? And today, had they been born, there's enough medical technology that they would sustain life. And so for anybody to say a child in the 9th month or afterwards is to take their lives, when I would absolutely give anything to have those 2 sons with me today, is just, it's horrible. I cannot imagine anyone who could literally say, kill these children.
What do you suppose is the reason why the Democrats won't allow the bill to come to the floor?
It's all about Trump. It's all about Trump. And I know earlier today you said the bill was there in 2017 as well and didn't come up. I think it's all a political move. It's not a matter of whether they want to do what is right and right for their constituencies. It's a matter of both sides are playing politics. And we should not be playing politics with young infant lives.
I
My
understand.
question is, if you guys had the Senate and the House before, how didn't it happen when you were in power?
I believe it was still a matter of politics. I believe there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes in saying what comes up in that 2-year period before the midterm election and what does not, and what will incite opposition and what will not. And I believe the right to life that unfortunately Paul Ryan and Mitch McConnell thought that was unwise to bring it up, and it has screwed it up.
One of the things that I want to bring to your attention at home, and I love the agitation that I see on all of my hosts' faces, is that noise that you're hearing with the bell is the timer. And we've had some conversation about how long conversation will go. And that's the aggravating note that you have. If anybody wanted to continue to do that, they would advocate for overtime by throwing their chip into the table. And they'll be able to do that anytime through the show. Other headlines as we move on is, did you know it's Mardi Gras? It's Mardi Gras. And we're showing you a slide here about Mardi Gras and a group of firemen celebrating Mardi Gras. And I loved this picture. Now, as they're celebrating Mardi Gras, you might not initially realize, but this is the Newton or Newtown, depending on how you pronounce it, Fire Department in Sydney, Australia. It's Mardi Gras there too, and we show you this slide because one of the biggest Mardi Gras events in the world takes place in Sydney. The entire country comes to a stop for the biggest parade in Australia which is the Gay Pride Parade. And it is Sydney's Gay Mardi Gras. More than 25,000 people are in the stands for this parade this weekend. Of course, we have this little thing in America called New Orleans and the French Quarter. And that is taking
Nolans,
place.
baby. It's
That's
Nolans.
it, Nolans.
Nolans.
And that's the big event
love the
starts
way
through
you
this
say it.
weekend, Fat Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, and then Lent, if you're Catholic, on Wednesday. So we celebrate and tell you it's a big deal in terms of Mardi Gras. Happy Mardi Gras to everyone
Yes.
out across
Super hot.
America.
And if you've never been to Australia for Mardi Gras for their gay pride, believe me, it's someplace that you want to go. It is a all-city, all-encompassing, all-hands-on-deck celebration. You definitely want to go.
All hands on deck.
All hands on
Deck. No, that
So
was
that-
my
that-
that was my hands.
That's your Latin ear. You're not listening clearly.
English
All
is
right.
my second language.
Our last headline in the news is a congratulations to Pride Fort Lauderdale.
Yes.
This last weekend in our little hometown here in South Florida, we broadcast the parade. You see this beautiful picture here. Look at that amazing image. That is at a Pride parade. And we broadcast live the floats, all of the dignitaries, celebrities, the mayor closed the parade with us on the set. It was a great experience. And we are just shortly going to tell you about 2020 as Pride Fort Lauderdale morphs into Pride of America. It's a celebration of Latin and America and white cultures all together, black culture, everything combined in the Western Hemisphere, celebrating in Pride of America. And we show you that note and congratulate Pride Fort Lauderdale. Any quick thoughts about your experience, what you thought about your broadcast?
I need a whole year. I need a whole year to recover from this year.
Yeah.
Wait.
I was in Dragoon.
Is Sean
What are you
Palicia's
saying?
voice
I can't-
ringing in anyone's ears still?
Oh, yes.
I was
Oh,
in
yes.
Dragoon from 6 o'clock to 7:30.
Yes.
And I'm sure other performers know my pain. Come Pride every single year, almost all of us that are a part of Pride really go through it. And drag in the day is not fun, trust me.
Yeah.
But thank God Almighty, I made it through. Honey.
Yeah, exactly. Any other final thoughts?
My observation, and I've talked to a number of my friends, we had 4 high school marching bands.
Yeah.
I have
Was
never been
amazing.
in a pride parade ever. And I was talking to one of my friends, and Rhonda said she's been in New York City and in Nashville and New Orleans, and she's never seen a high school band. And we had 4.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
I
awesome.
mean,
That was exciting.
You know,
That's
it
amazing.
was almost emotional for me. One of the fans of It's Happening Out said in the live stream, "Thank you so much for broadcasting this parade live, because I've never seen anything like it." And they lived in Paducah, Kentucky.
Wow.
And I thought, we've done our job. We've done our job. Congratulations,
Oh, wow.
Pride Fort Lauderdale. All right, those are our headlines in the news. Some a little heavy, and so what's the best way to overcome heavy news? Shots.
Drinks.
By the way,
Drinks.
by the way, I
Shot,
want to tell you
shot,
something
shot,
that
shot,
happened
shot,
right
shot.
before we went on the air. Tian, our first straight cast member as a guest host on the show, said, "Oh, wait. Can we all have shots?" And we
No,
all did
that's not
tequila
what happened.
shots before
That's
we
not
went
what
on
happened.
the air.
That's not what happened.
Oh,
Give
that's
credit-
right.
Give credit where
Yes,
credit's
get it
due.
straight.
Please.
Get it straight.
Wait.
Already
Get
giving
it not
credit to the
straight.
straight
Get it not
girl.
straight.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was Power Infinity.
Who never
that-
asked.
Start
for
the
a
story over.
shot.
Start the story over again. Let's get it right.
Well, this interesting little thing happened, and we're going to do more. I'm getting red. Here in Wilton, by the way, it was 86 degrees today here in Fort Lauderdale, and Wilton Manor's the gayest place on the planet Earth.
Yes.
And sitting at this table right now, the temperature dropped to about 35 degrees. Just saying.
Ice
All right.
princess.
Let's play this game we call Gel Shots, and it's a fun game. We hope you do it at home. Watch this about original gel shots. Watch. Okay, I have to tell you, Original Gel Shots, of course, is a lot of fun. I went to their booth. You know what? I found out something this weekend. Maybe you do not know. The inventors of Original Gel Shots are from my hometown in Sarasota, Florida, first.
Wow, gorgeous.
And the family, one of the representatives that was here from the family that helped develop Original Gel Shots, has a partner and is a lesbian.
Hey.
Isn't that wonderful? It's a family-related product, too, which I loved even more. And I learned that just this week at Pride Fort Lauderdale, as they served, by the way, very popular, 10,000 shots this weekend. Yeah. Okay. I guess
Or
gay people like
Lickerdale.
to drink or something. I don't know. All right. Here we go. This is an agree or disagree game. I'm going to ask a question. If you agree, you then touch your shot, do your shot, and we'll move on. All right? Ready? Everybody understand the rules?
Yes.
Here we go. I'd swallow that. It's our game, Original Gel Shots. Question number 1. Would you swallow that, by the way?
swallow
Does that,
She's
does,
swallowing
does
already.
that resonate with you in any way like it does with gay
Hi,
people?
Mom.
Okay, all right. Question number 1. I have had multiple one-night stands.
Multiple.
How
On the
many
same
shots
night?
can we do on that?
On,
You only
on the
need to
same-
do one this time, okay?
on the same night.
Oh.
Oh, I love you.
Yes, honey.
I already started
Yes,
the shot.
honey. All at the
right.
same bathhouse.
Ho, ho, ho.
I give 0 fucks, honey.
I'm curious, Tian. Is one night stands the same in the straight community as it is in the gay community? Any difference, do you think?
I don't know. I think in the gay community it's more like 24 hours.
Okay, I accept that.
It is.
Question number 2.
3 hours.
Question number 2. I'd swallow that. I believe in the 5-second rule when it comes to dropped food.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we're not gonna. Oh, wait. No,
My roommate would hate me for this.
No, ma'am.
wait. No, ma'am.
No, at all.
Wait, why is that? Why does it bother you?
And if you have children,
Because it's on the
it
ground.
can be 10 to 15 seconds.
I don't have children, so if it's on the ground, honey, it's
sorry.
good. It's just for the dogs.
This just tastes like Kermit just came in my mouth.
Yes, girl.
Oh,
Next color.
Tian.
And you're complaining.
I like frogs and all, but
I'm just telling you right now, America, Tian and I are going to become best friends. I'm just telling you.
This
loving
is
it.
why I only used to date straight girls, you know.
Really?
hi, boyfriend.
All right. All right. All right. Question number 3. I'd swallow that. Question 3. I have been to the movies and have theater hopped successfully.
Oh yeah. Cheers.
Yes, man.
I went through a phase where on a Saturday, I'm 500 pounds Al, and I would go to the movie theaters, and I have seen as many as 5 movies in one day on one ticket.
I used to do that when I was a kid until they caught me and then threw me and my friends out. So embarrassing.
Yeah.
I do it with my poodle all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, they're
Do
30
you have
bucks
to pay
a
a
pop.
ticket? They
the
allow you
poodle?
to bring the poodle
He's
in.
a service dog. I don't have seizures, but I lie about it, of course, because I fly for free. What?
Oh
He's
my
my
God.
seizure dog. My tuxedo party poodle seizure dog named Disco.
Delta Airlines, are you listening? Delta? All right.
They're going to put a
Okay.
picture of you now.
Yeah, exactly.
I do have seizures.
Question number 4.
Don't have one
These
tonight.
are
Don't have one tonight.
No, not at least give us a few more minutes. All right. Question number 4. I have finished, and I'd swallow that. I'd swallow that. I have finished an entire bottle of wine by myself.
Oh. When?
Last night, girl.
Oscar night?
No.
You don't drink wine?
I don't drink, so
No?
that's not something I do.
Yeah. Well, you don't drink much anyway.
No, I don't. No.
Yeah. That's why I was so shocked on the
When she
tequila
has-
shot.
I
said
am
sheepishly.
46 years old, and I
These are
have
messy.
never in my life been drunk. Now, I have been higher than a draft's pussy, but I've never been drunk in my entire life.
That's admirable.
Why did you
Higher
ask
than
for a
a
shot?
what pussy?
There is
What?
nothing more to say, really. after
Because it
that.
was our first night here, and I just,
Just to
Yeah.
have a kick.
First
Yeah.
night. Okay. Question number 5. I'd swallow that. We'll get some napkins, please. We do need some napkins.
A wet nap.
Question. No, I go. No.
Let that one go.
Question
Let
number
that one go.
5. I'd swallow that.
Please no more.
I kissed a girl, and I liked it. And if you're a lesbian, we're talking about a boy, and you get a pass of whatever you want to
whatever,
define.
man.
I
No,
kissed a
yeah.
girl, and I liked it.
I mean, I kind of liked it, so that counts.
I'm not taking the shot.
on a Molly in Venezuela.
You know, when I was in high school, I had this girl that had this huge crush on me. And we would, on the couch, she did everything she possibly could do. And it was like, I knew I was gay. And I was such in the closet and hiding. And you have broken that completely, right. Okay. Question number 6. I'd swallow that. I would touch a wild animal. And note, for the members of the Trump administration who are playing along with us right now in Vietnam, this does not include people from Mexico.
I would touch a wild animal.
I would touch a wild animal.
Oh, yeah. It has to be alive.
Anybody have a wild one? I got a wild one. You want to hear a wild one?
Yes.
I was in
I've touched lots of wild
Yellowstone
animals.
National Park, and I was right outside of Old Faithful. And we were in a van.
Shut up, Al.
And we were.
Wrap it up,
Hey, did
bitch.
somebody just tell me to shut up from production?
So Al, can I ask
Wait,
a qualifying
wait.
question?
Let me finish the story. And we were in a van, and we went through a herd of buffalo. I'm not kidding you, 300. And they were walking on the road, and they were walking on both sides. And so we went through, and I'm in the back middle seat of the van, and we opened the door, and a buffalo, as we went by very slowly, like maybe 2 or 3, 4 miles an hour, looked at us and put his head, continuing to walk, into the van. And we reached out and touched the buffalo head and even pulled some of the steely kind of hair off.
I'm
It was
kind of turned on.
amazing.
You pulled his hair off.
It was,
Peter!
I was going to ask if it mattered if they were alive or dead, because I've touched a lot of dead animals we hunted.
You mean the Trump's kids
No,
that kill all the
turkey,
elephants?
deer, rabbit.
all right, I'm
You know,
enjoying I'd
pheasant.
swallow that. Let's do a
Gotta
bonus
have- gotta
question.
eat.
Bonus
Gotta
question,
eat.
I'd swallow that.
Oh, boy.
We're going to
Oh
do
my
this.
God, I
many
have
more
one
are there?
left.
Oh, I just shouldn't touch
Yeah.
it. I'd swallow that, America. I would do anything, and I mean anything,
For some dick.
Uh-oh.
to earn beads at Mardi Gras.
Oh.
Really?
Beads?
Y'all
They're
don't
not
even
Exactly.
know.
Like,
I'm sorry, to me, they're not.
Yeah,
They're not fashionable
If they
enough
were
for me.
If they were
Not for
offering
beads, honey.
A Tiffany necklace.
Yeah, I don't
My
Right?
friend,
Diamonds,
my,
Exactly.
my friend Frank Garcia in production would tell you one of our Mardi Gras stories and go, these bitches don't know what beads really are because it's a competitive sport.
We're not talking
right?
about
I
anal
thought
beads.
that's what
Al.
I was about to say.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh my God! Wait.
you took it there.
All right, that's
Naughty,
our game.
naughty.
I'd swallow that. Play along with us. We love original gel shots. I love the game.
Thank you.
Okay,
Awesome.
now we want to move into a conversation about the breaking news of the day. Let's see, did anything happen today? Let's think. Yeah. His name is Michael Cohen. Breaking news, I've been watching on and off all day long. He has been testifying in Congress. Before we begin to talk about this news, which is really earth-shaking, let us show you a snippet clip of something Michael Cohen said today at the hearings in Washington. Watch this.
What was the breaking point at which you decided to start telling the truth?
There are several factors. Helsinki, Charlottesville, watching the daily destruction of our civility to one another, putting up silly things like this,
Oh, that's silly.
really unbecoming of Congress. It's that sort of behavior that I'm responsible for. I'm responsible for your silliness because I did the same thing that you're doing now for 10 years. I protected Mr. Trump for 10 years. And the fact that you pull up a news article that has no value to it, and you want to use that as the premise for discrediting me, that I'm not the person that people called at 3 o'clock in the morning, would make you inaccurate. In actuality, would make you a liar, which puts you into the same position that I am in. And I can only warn people, the more people that follow Mr. Trump, as I did blindly, are going to suffer the same consequences that I'm suffering.
Well, as you can see, the news was intense today. There were many sound bites that came out of this hearing. He testified in private closed door yesterday, and I believe that there's going to be more testimony tomorrow. Yes. But I want to kind of summarize very quickly the big sound bites of what happened today. The biggest of all, Michael Cohen says in one sentence, and it's been already repeated in Twitter in various inclinations more than 40 million times just today in various sources, that Donald Trump is a racist, con man, cheat. And that is a direct quote, but repeating in all kinds of fashions today in Twitter. He indicated that he was directed by President Trump to be a hammer against organizations and individuals more than 500 times in the last 10 years, including to try to suppress his grades and his SAT scores from college institutions, etc. He indicated that the president knew in advance about WikiLeaks' notice about the emails and what was going to be said in some of the emails, and that they were going to be leaked in advance by WikiLeaks. That Michael Cohen was in the room when it was discussed with Donald Trump. He indicated that the president has committed criminal acts in office, directing direct payments to Stormy Daniels and specifically directing Michael Cohen to write personal checks under the home mortgage scheme thing that he talked about, directed specifically by the president, and that it continued after President Trump became president of the United States. And finally, Michael Cohen alleges that Donald Trump specifically asked him to lie to the First Lady over the issues of Stormy Daniels. Now, these are all alleged today. Historians have suggested that we probably have not experienced a day like today ever before in history, because the president is on an international visit in Vietnam with the president of North Korea, while this hearing is going on in Washington, D.C. And the only comparable moment in American history is Dean's testimony before Congress on Richard Nixon during the Watergate hearings. So, what do we think?
Liar, liar, pants on fire.
Where did
Sorry,
I hear that before?
I decided to be very juvenile because after our meeting at 1 o'clock today, everybody was just listening, just drooling over sound bites, and sound bites that may or may not have any proof in fact, just like Jussie Smollett, the Catholic Teens in MAGA, Gorsuch. These are allegations that have no proof in fact, and in fact, some things he's already said have been, witnesses have made statements countering that fact. And anyway, liar, liar, pants on fire.
So the sign check that he did after he was elected is a lie, is what you're saying right now.
It was a sign check by Cohen, written by Cohen on funds that Cohen
Yeah, but you
had.
saw today that Michael Cohen produced the check that Donald Trump wrote him as the reimbursement for it. He produced that check.
That's fine. Now you have to follow how actually the agreement worked with Michael Cohen as a normal reimbursement from an attorney fees. You're not following all the facts, and that's the problem. You're taking that and you're implying a whole bunch of shit that's not true. And that's exactly what was done with Jussie Smollett, the Catholic Boys, Gorsuch, and so many others.
Okay.
No,
We're following
that
the
wasn't
facts.
exactly what was done with Jussie Smollett because
You're
Jussie
acting
Smollett.
like-
Because in this case, I find that the Republicans and Donald Trump, who keep claiming that he's a liar, didn't seem to have any problem with his lying ass the entire 10 years that he was lying for the liar in chief.
Yeah.
They didn't have no problem with his lying ass then. Yes, I do say that Michael Cohen is a liar, and I put this on my social media today. Let it be clear, everybody out there in the stratosphere and in this room, Michael Cohen is a lying piece of shit. Yes, he is. Yes, he is, darling. But the fact of the matter is, he still pales in comparison to the liar in chief. So if you have to compare the two liars, I believe Michael Cohen 100% before I believe Donald Trump, especially when it comes to the racism thing. Yeah, he's a racist.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
That's
And
fine.
not only,
But the
not
same
only
way
is he a liar,
you bought in,
but he
you
has
bought
been.
in the same way you bought into Jussie Smollett's lies.
So did you.
I
So
didn't.
did you.
No, I didn't,
Oh, yes,
baby.
you did. Yes,
No,
you
I
did.
didn't.
So, please, not only is he a liar.
Jared Curry.
You can go
Jared
back.
Curry, please.
You can go back
next
and
week,
pull it.
Next
Go,
week,
please.
go back and rewind because when Jussie Smollett,
No.
the whole Jussie Smollett thing came
You're
out,
full of shit because
you
I said
were
if
on
it's
here.
true. I said if it's true.
If it's
so
true, well, we all
eat
said
shit,
if it's true.
Okay?
We all
Eat
said
shit.
if it's true, and we all found out at the same time that it wasn't true. And so,
And
if I bought into
Shut
it,
up.
so did you.
Shut up your
We
lines.
can stay
and
with
let's
the
keep
facts,
moving.
and the facts are.
Your president is a racist. Nah.
I would
I
like
mean,
to.
Period.
Josie,
Point
what do you think?
blank.
You
bitch.
know, the facts are the facts. We have two liars, and we happen to have a liar who is testifying in front of a commission right now. And the fact is that he was Donald Trump's right-hand man for 20 years. So if one liar knows any liar, they definitely know each other. So if we're going to go and call Cohen a liar, which he is, and we already know that it's been proven. He only worked for the biggest liar in chief, and
Again,
this is what we're
He
dealing
lied
with.
for the liar.
So
Joe, can I ask you a question? All right, wait. Let's try to peel this onion because I hear both perspectives. The thing that I'm curious about, Joe, as it relates to Cohen, is if Cohen was, until Cohen flipped, he was probably, if not number one, he was certainly number 1, 2, or 3 of the most important people in Donald Trump's life in terms of dealing with issues for Donald Trump. If he was so valuable to Donald Trump for such a long period of time until he flips, how do you dismiss that his value to the president went on for 2 decades until he flips? And then he becomes a liar, as opposed to he was a liar for Donald Trump for such a long period of time. How do you deal with that?
Let's correct a couple things.
Okay.
One, he was a lawyer for him for 10 years, not 2 decades.
Okay, 10 years.
So let's get that correct.
Okay.
Okay. And he was one of 12 to 15 lawyers on retainer with the president.
Okay.
So saying that he was
But why
in
does
the
that
top
matter?
3.
Wait,
All of them lied.
Wait.
No.
I want to get to truth. It's the best that we can do it. I'm throwing a chip in now.
Yeah, bitch.
Oh,
Chip time.
you can buy yourself a drink
Power
out.
Right.
I'm buying myself a drink. My question is, like in the Stormy Daniels, it was absolutely clear of his involvement and outlining the plan of what they were going to do. He was a trusted aide to be able to do that, to lie to Melania and the American public and Congress, et cetera, et cetera. He's a liar. Let's grant that. Just like Smollett, lying. Let's grant that. My question is, because he was a liar directed by somebody who wanted him to lie for him, how does that make it untrue what he's saying?
Okay, let's parse that, okay, for just a minute, because you talk about Stormy Daniels.
I'm going to come back to my question if you don't answer it.
I think I'm trying to answer it.
Okay, I'm listening carefully then.
Because he directed Cohen to resolve Stormy Daniels. Okay? He didn't.
President Trump has repeatedly said he had no sexual relationship with Stormy Daniels.
But she...
Did he or didn't he? What do you think? What's your gut tell you?
I don't think he
What
did.
does your gut tell you?
My gut says no, because
Why would he pay that money then?
Because okay, so let's go back to what we talked about last week in terms of the Washington Examiner and...
Joe, I'm with you. Wait, Joe, I'm with you, except what I'm doing right now is calling out all of the bullshit, including yours. And the bullshit that is going on is to try to convince people he didn't do anything by arguing what everyone else is arguing. My argument is different. My argument is...
But it's not. It's not. Because you're saying, so you're implying that through negotiating a silence agreement with Stormy Daniels, whether it was true or not, is done all the time. And it is done by many actors and
if that
entertainment
was true,
folks.
how would you explain away the National Enquirer hiring a way to hire the story? He had the affair, and the National Enquirer helped him hide it for politics.
Did they help him hide it, or did they help hide Stormy Daniels' version of the
Joe,
truth?
this is a moment. I'm just telling you.
Fine.
This is a moment for you. It is so crystal clear. Every single person in America knows what is going on right now. I do not care how you feel on this subject. I embrace how you feel on this subject. What I'm asking is, we're at a really critical moment. Representing America, I'm trying to understand the millions of people that think exactly like you do, which is, how do you explain away what seems to be obvious fact by arguing everyone's lying? How do you explain that?
I am not arguing everyone is lying. You're taking a Stormy Daniels piece and you're not acknowledging the fact that it has nothing to do with him as a president. It has everything to do with negotiating somebody to keep silent, which is done by entertainment folks all the time.
One last question, and of course, I want to say to America, Joe and I are friends. We had lunch this week. I like Joe Brookman very, very much. I acknowledge that first. And we have fundamental disagreement, and we will continue to have fundamental disagreement between now in November in 2020, when Donald Trump is defeated in the general election of the United States of America.
6 more years, baby. 6 more years.
However, the point here that I'm trying to make is, will we find a way to ever get to fact-based truth? Or are we always going to scream to the top of our lungs, fake news, fake news, fake news, and therefore we will disregard it?
My point is, the conclusions you're coming to are not fact-based truths. You're implying something from Stormy Daniels about him as the president, and the two don't relate.
Final question. Okay.
Chip number 2.
Power's coming in on his chip. Give me your chip. And you get one uninterrupted minute, and I'm going to enjoy this cocktail.
Uninterrupted.
All right, go ahead.
Darling. First of all, let me just say that it's not just Michael Cohen saying it versus Donald Trump saying it. The reason that I and so many Americans aptly and so quickly believe Michael Cohen is because Michael Cohen, everything that Michael Cohen says seems to be corroborated by the president himself. The president consistently lies. He consistently lies. If the president got on the news...
About what?
Wait,
about everything.
Interrupt.
Joe,
that's not fair.
Specific.
Joe, that's not fair.
About what?
That's
we
not
should
fair.
ask, what the fuck does he not lie about?
Absolutely.
What does he not lie about? If the president said it was a hurricane and I saw a hurricane coming, I would go outside in swim shorts because I wouldn't believe my own eyes. The president is a liar. So when Michael Cohen, who lied for the president, starts to reveal some of the lies that he told, you have no choice but to believe it unless you are living in a paper-cut bliss. Period. Point blank. Okay. Now we can move on.
Your point. Michael Cohen, as you can tell, big news. Welcome to gay America, by the way. Welcome. All right.
To Michael Cohen, I want to give the Nancy Pelosi.
Snowflake meltdown.
All right.
Snowflake meltdown.
All right. So, big news. It's breaking news going on before we speak. in
I
case you
just
missed
think
it,
this is
no?
gonna keep going.
Right.
Oh,
In
sorry,
case
sorry,
you
sorry,
missed
sorry.
it, there's a lot of passion, and at this table, it is very reflective of what gay America is also thinking. This same passion is.
We could do
is
this all
there.
night.
Let's move on from Cohen, and how do you counterbalance the passion of Michael Cohen, Donald Trump, and politics in America?
Let's
of
make
course,
things pretty.
Let's make it pretty. All right, so we want to do a fashion segment. Big event happened this week. It's called the little thing called the Oscars.
Woo.
And a very interesting thing happened at the Oscars. And we've called on our friend Carlos Marrero. And he's going to tell us about some of the big trends and what his eye saw at the Oscars. So, Carlos, welcome, and tell us all about the Oscars.
Thank you so much for lightening up the topic here tonight. But the whole thing about the Oscars is like a bittersweet because we as gay men live for the red carpet, and this is the end of the red carpet. So, boo-hoo, I'm sorry, it's over. But we had some amazing things. I don't know what you guys feel, but I feel like this year the Oscars delivered in fashion. I don't know how you feel about the host, no host. I kind of liked it.
Yeah, me too.
But I want to be Power for a minute. Can I be you for a minute?
course.
You know
Just
how
don't
you
do
always
blackface.
you know how you always say like play that, play that. I have been saying.
Did you
for-
hear that soundbite? You're not going to do blackface, are you?
Oh,
Because that'll get you into trouble.
No, no, I don't do blackface.
You don't even do black people.
Well, I mean, I missed that one too. I'm trying to get into my topic.
I'll translate
All right,
later,
all right.
okay?
Your first slide.
She'll say it in español.
Your first slide is about
Amigos
color.
Latinos aquí, Carlos.
Your
Okay.
first slide is about color. Pink. You're going to tell us
Well,
about pink.
I wanted to say, Power always says like, oh, I was right. Bitch, I was right.
Yes, you are.
4 weeks ago, I said that the trend for spring was
Pink.
Pink. And what did we see on the red carpet?
Pink.
Pink. It was like a Pepto-Bismol thickening.
That
Yes.
sent me home one season on Top Chef.
Pepto-Bismol.
Just-
Oh, yeah.
I love this slide.
Well, I love
pink,
Angela
blush,
Bassett.
bashful.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love
it.
Angela Bassett in this gorgeous ball. Helen Mirren, who could not look any more beautiful with these layers of tulle. Julia Roberts, which was the big surprise of the night because nobody was expecting her to look still like a pretty woman in
Yeah.
pink.
She's gorgeous.
And Casey Musgrave, who looked gorgeous, but there was pink everywhere. That I believe that's a Valentino, and she looked amazing. I don't know how you
actually,
guys
it's
feel
funny.
about pink.
I want to put more pink in my wardrobe.
Yes.
And men can do that, right?
Well, that's what I said about men's fashion. It was about men's wearing pink.
We're going to show a slide now about Carlos's opinion about the best women on the runway.
So we're going to start with the best women that I thought, and we are going to start with the queen of them all, Lady Gaga, who wore a gorgeous Alexander McQueen gown.
Wow.
She looked, I like the old Lady Gaga with Lady Gaga 2.0 because it was like a mix, pushing and pulling of old and new. And her necklace by Tiffany is worth $30 million, bitches. This queen has worn the most expensive piece of jewelry in the red carpet. So,
Wow.
That
Regina-
was also worn by Audrey Hepburn, correct?
Yes. No. This was inspired by Audrey Hepburn. It was
Oh,
made
it
for
wasn't
her.
the same piece?
No, it's not the
Oh.
same piece. Oh,
See,
Lady Gaga
thank
would
you.
not redo.
Thank you for the correction. and I noticed something else. The hip dip. My wife tells me about this. It's the new fashion. You tell me. I don't know.
I love the gloves. I love everything about it. I love those hips and everything. But the one that we were looking for the most was Regina King, who wore a gorgeous Oscar de la Renta, and she was giving.
She wore who?
Oscar de la Renta.
Is that how it's pronounced?
Sí,
The
pendejo.
bitch is
Sí,
reading me,
pendejo. Oscar de la
America. He's reading my
Renta.
Spanish or pronunciation.
Oscar.
All right.
Well, she gave Angelina Jolie a run
Yes,
for
she
her
did.
money
She
with
was
the
beautiful.
legs because she was giving you
As
a
who
gorgeous
as
leg.
someone who is no longer a film star, she became a star.
Ooh. Okay, and then we moved to my girl, our girl from Puerto Rico, J-Lo, who at first I was like, what is she doing at the Oscars? But then I was like, well,
She shows up at everything.
She looks that sickening. She will be there.
She shows up at everything.
But Power, do you know what I thought about it? About this mirror dress? I thought everybody going to the mirror dress and fixing their lipstick. I'm like, bitch, get away from me.
Hey,
I'm
girl.
fixing my lipstick.
Hey, girl.
And then we closed with a gorgeous Allison Janney who was wearing a Pamela
She
Roland.
is a stunning.
It was like a
stunning,
tuxedo
yeah.
dress
Gorgeous.
remake.
And Carlos, you picked one overall that you thought we're going to show you that slide right now of the most fantastic of the evening. Tell us
Crazy
why.
Rich Asian, Michelle Yu, Elisa, Crunching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, bitch. She
Yes.
looks sickening.
Stunning.
This was like a Cinderella, all Hollywood glamour. I love the shoulder. She was very poised. I think she.
Yeah. Weren't there any men at the Oscars?
Oh my
Let's
God,
look
you
at
are
the
such
men.
a dick person.
Exactly.
Okay.
For sure.
I brought you some men. I brought you
we
some
go.
men. Where are my men? Oh, okay. So we got the beautiful Adam Lambert, who did
Jason,
not
ow.
disappoint. Oh, we need some fan
Khal
over here.
Drogo,
Yeah,
my
Jason,
God.
I know, girl.
That's my pass.
Power as an opening when he sang like "We Are the Champions" and he's with Queen. I thought he like murdered that performance with the beautiful McQueen shirt inside.
Yes.
And then we have more pink for a guy. So if you think man
Mr.
cannot
Momoa.
wear
Oh,
pink,
Hottest man
God.
fucking alive.
that's not a man. That's Aquaman.
Superheroes.
One thing that I wanted to point out that my friend Frank Garcia said is the last one of the last suits that Karl Lagerfeld, who just passed away from the house of Chanel, and Fendi designed. So it was like history being made. But my favorite of the best dress was Nicolas Hoult, who wore a gorgeous double-breasted Dior suit, and it was just so flattering and so beautiful.
Now,
but I have to do
I
a
have
special.
to, no wait, I want to, as I look at that slide that you've prepared, I think about the movie of Tu Wong Fu. Who is that boy in the dress?
Well, Billy Porter, who is one of the stars from the fabulous show Pose.
Awesome
And he
show.
is a gay activist. He was in Kinky Boots, and he is just amazing. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Mars, I'm here. Puerto Rican in the house. Anyway, but people were complaining about or criticizing about, the skirt and all of that stuff. But for those of you who don't know, he was actually playing homage. Is that how you say it?
Homage.
Homage to the House of Extravaganzas, Hector Extravaganza,
Hector.
who
icon.
as we could see in
it?
the little picture at the bottom. So it wasn't just like out of the blue he wanted to wear a skirt. In fact, he said, it's not about a man. A man wearing a skirt doesn't make a man less of a man.
Right.
So for us on the table, it's like, I thought he looked amazing.
Yeah, he did.
And I got a lot of hate.
Bears.
A lot of hate on my Facebook people, and you didn't understand why this bitch wore that skirt, so eat it.
I would have rocked that.
Me
Of
too.
all
He
those
was
outfits,
fierce.
I would have rocked. I would have rocked it.
You would have
Oh,
rocked it?
hell.
I
I
bet
would've
you would have.
rocked
I
it.
bet
Me
you would have
too.
looked fantastic
Yeah.
in
Oh, I
that.
could
Now
see
wait.
it too.
Yeah.
No, wait. The men brought it. But then there's what you thought were the worst.
Ay, Dios mío, carajo, yo no
And-
sé ni dónde empezar.
We've only got about 20
Oh,
seconds.
sorry.
so come right to
I
the
can
point.
use my chip, bitch. I haven't used my
You
chip.
could,
Okay.
you could.
All right. So we got Linda Cardellini and Schiaparelli. And there were ruffles and ruffles and ruffles. And I think this.
Why did
this-
she wear a trash bag? I mean, it's a shiny trash bag, but why did she wear a trash bag?
I think it was just a little dizzying. It was just too much. I think if we would have cut the ruffles here, it wouldn't wear her. The dress wouldn't wear her. She would have worn the dress. I
And
think
what
it was
happened
beautiful.
with Melissa McCarthy?
Well,
I adore
no.
her.
I gotta go to Sarah Paulson because Frank Garcia is fighting with me over this one because he thinks she looked gorgeous and I think
And
she looked like a quinceañera.
By the way,
cake.
America, let me clue you in on something. Frank Garcia pays cast members on It's Happening Out $10 every time his name is mentioned.
Oh!
So that's really what's going on right now. All right.
I didn't know that deal.
Well,
Right.
Sarah,
I just got $10. Frank
by the way,
Garcia.
Sarah Paulson can do no wrong on the red carpet, but this time she did.
Yeah.
And it looked like the top of a toilet. I'm sorry.
All
I
right.
just have to say.
The
I'm
top
sorry.
of
I
a
hope
toilet.
I'm channeling enough Joan Rivers here.
All right.
But anyway, Melissa McCarthy, you can't. Everybody loves her.
Big girl.
And this was a great theme, but it was not executed well. There was too much fabric, and it was just too much. It was just like she was saving the world one comedy at a time.
It would have been fantastic. It was beautiful. And then I looked down and I said, what happened there? Someone forgot to finish the job. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The pants are too wide. It was a hot mess.
Okay.
Okay, the worst look ever. So imagine your grandma's curtains, and you want to wash them. They're white. And then you throw your red panties in there. And then you got Maya Rudolph's dress. Did you imagine that?
Yes. It runs
Your
through my
panties or
head.
your grandma's? I'm just saying, because I've seen you in red panties, bitch. I'm just saying. That's how I got the job. Anyway, but Maya Rudolph just like washed her curtains in red panties, and it was just too much fabric. In fact, we couldn't even find who the designer is. He's hiding with Donald Trump in like wherever the fuck he is.
All right. Well, I've got to bring our fashion segment to an end, but you have been very entertaining, and especially the red panties comment to me.
Your red panties.
Yes, I know. Whatever comment you were making, it's been great having you on It's Happening Out.
I'm fired, bitches. Bye.
All right, that's our fashion segment on the Oscars, and we thank you, Carlos, for a very entertaining segment there. We're going to play a little game now, informative, and it's called Tell Me Something I Didn't Know. Now, everyone in America already knows this. I know everything. So I constantly challenge the host, tell me something I didn't know. Bring something new to me. Let's play that game. Tell me something I didn't know. Who wants to start?
Yeah, start over there.
Joe.
Okay, I will tell you something you did not know.
Okay.
Today, Michael Cohen testified that he did not want a job in the administration. However, numerous contacts have stated that he contacted them. They have emails, they have phone records that he contacted them multiple times for a job within the administration.
America, I just want to share with my friend Joe Brookman. Every morning at 10 a.m. and then again at 4 p.m. in the afternoon, the Republican National Committee puts out talking points, and they disseminate them by fax to everybody in America, and Joe's on that list. So I just want to say.
And
I'm
gonna try to save this topic again
Somebody
with
else.
something
Tell
fun.
me something that I didn't know.
All right,
Somebody
so
else.
because of the Oscars
Allegedly.
Can I go?
Yeah, go ahead. All right.
So because of the Oscars viewers going down last year, which by the way, it came back up, the goodie bags, or what are they called again? The swag bags. They were up to $100,000, including a trip to Iceland, and including cannabis eating edibles, fancy pot brownies. I'm not saying that anybody smokes on this table, and an emoji. How do you say it? Emoji. Poop plunger.
See, this is why we're building a wall, America.
Yes,
This is the reason.
I told you English is my second language, pendejo. But anyway, the poop plunger was
White guy always
lips moving,
discriminated
still
against.
talking. So the poop plunger is because they wanted all the stars to feel like you are just a regular person and you poop just like every other person. So there it is.
Bravo.
In terms of Tell Me Something I Didn't Know, my travel brand participated in an Oscar amenity bag and an Emmy amenity bag.
Was it the
in
poop
day.
plunger?
Yeah.
Or something similar?
Somebody else, tell me something I didn't know.
All right, so I'll tell you first something you do know. You know that I own Bubbles and Pearls.
Bubbles and Pearls.
All right. Woo, woo, woo.
By the way, America, the first plug of many that are going to come
I had
tonight.
my birthday there. It
Yes.
was amazing.
Yeah.
All right. And what you don't know, however, is that we opened in 2016 and we're celebrating our third year of being in business, which is totally a surprise to me. And
Where did time go?
I don't know. It just like it went by. But this is
See, what I heard is you're getting old, girl.
Yeah, whatever. But this is a fun fact. We never We never did a grand opening party. And I was waiting for 3 years because there's a little story that says after the first year, most restaurants don't survive, right? And after 3 years, you're kind of smooth sailing.
Don't tell me a grand opening is coming.
A grand opening!
That is awesome! I love that. Do you know when yet?
No, but I'm trying to close down the streets.
That is something, I love that. That's awesome. Any other, tell me something I didn't know.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. That's wonderful.
Well, something
Ladies
you don't
first.
know about me, actually, is I play this online sex avatar world. It's called Red Light Center.
Ooh.
And actually, my avatar...
Wait, can I interrupt you a moment?
Yes.
I have been thinking about this all the way through the show. One of my favorite actresses in one of my favorite movies starred Sharon Stone.
I'm uncrossing my legs under the table.
Yes.
Is this the Sharon Stone
It
dress?
is.
It is.
I just uncrossed my legs under the table. I hope
Oh
they didn't see that.
my God!
Put the camera between her legs,
All right.
bitches.
I love this. And by the way, you have given me that shot 3 times since we started the
thank
show.
you. There are no undies either.
I did the same thing too with my legs, but it didn't have the same effect.
And Power has given me that shot 4 times, and I'm not so happy about it. I'm sorry to
There
interrupt you. Go ahead.
It's
go
no
ahead.
problem. Let me just pull my skirt down for a second.
Please don't.
Actually, I posted this picture of me wearing this on Facebook, and 1,000 of my friends said, reshoot, pull the skirt out.
Yeah.
I was like, Daddy and Mommy on Facebook.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I was telling you, one of my secret talents, one of my little things that I do, is I love online worlds. And one of them is called Red Light Center. And it's an online like sex world. You can have sex in BDSM, you can have pony play, you can do whatever you want. But my avatar is actually a super hung leather daddy.
Wow.
Oh yeah. And we have detachable cocks, you know, we can put on, depending on like whoever I'm fucking, I can put a different one on at the time. Any color, any size.
Can you pull your skirt up again, please? I'm just saying.
If I was a boy, I would.
Wait, the lesbian is having
Josie's
flashes over here. Woo, all right.
Alrighty then.
Wow. Wait, so far you've told me something I didn't know.
Whoa, you're red. Look how red you are. Oh my God, you're blushing.
Oh my gosh. All right, Power, top that.
Really top that.
I don't think I could. So I wanted to go last because everybody's Tell Me Something I Didn't Know was very jovial. I don't know if you know this, but I'm going to announce this because it is a follow-up to a segment that we did here on this show a couple months ago. So a couple months ago, we had on Hamburger Mary's owner, Kurt King, on this show to talk about what he was going through with his restaurant,
Yes.
Hamburger Mary's. The follow-up is that Kurt King announced yesterday that he has decided to close his last 2 remaining restaurants,
I'm so sorry to hear that.
which is Brandon and St. Pete. And I think that, unfortunately, when they're gone is when the community at large, and I don't just
going
mean
to
the
miss it.
LGBT community, but the straight community as well, because he gave so much, will really, really miss it. And this is a poignant lesson in how we really don't appreciate a good thing until it's gone.
Yeah.
Wow.
I have to say to you, to my friend Kurt King and all of my friends in Tampa Bay, you have told me something I knew loud and clear. And I just wanted to echo a moment to your brilliant observation. Thank you for sharing that. To my friends in Tampa Bay and all over the country. My #1 passion of doing this show is this moment. Is there gay culture? Is there a gay community? And are we loyal to a gay community? I'm desperately exploring that through this show, and you bring it to me front and center, and I'm so grateful to you at this moment for doing that. All right, we're going to move on. Thank you, that was great. We're going to move on to our segment that we do on the road to Stonewall. As you know, June 30th of this year will be the 50th anniversary of the Stonewall riots in New York City and our march to that celebration. It is our civil rights moment in the gay community. and we're distressed that so many people might not know about it. So we're celebrating each week icons that represent us. This week, we're doing something a little different. We are celebrating Freddie Mercury. Very appropriate this week with the Oscars and the best Oscar, or the lead actor, Oscar win. An unusual choice, and we'll tell you why in a moment. But watch this on Freddie Mercury.
I don't know if they want us to go. Do you want us to go?
Freddie, the engine will be running in half a minute.
Half an hour?
Half a minute.
Half a minute. I could get married and divorced in that time.
Do you have hobbies?
I'm not... Yeah, a lot of sex. Try and get out of that one.
Do you think from your stay in Munich?
I've learned a lot. All I know is all the swear words, like bleder Hund and bleder auf, and lick my mash. That means lick my ass.
作ろうと思えば多分作れる、そういう音楽的才能を持った人なのにもかかわらず、割とその自分の曲をですね、エンターテインメントとかファンタジーとかっていうそういう作り方のその一つの決まりみたいなものをちゃんと持ってて、そこからはみ出さないようにしてるっていう感じがするんですけれども、あえてそういうその真剣な辛辣なメッセージソングというか、カリスマになるようなそういうシリアスな曲を作っていかないのはなぜなんでしょう。
I'm a true romantic, yeah, just like Rudolph Valentino. I want everyone to get fucked all night, every day, just like I do.
It's amazing. I mean, now I'm going into opera, you know. Forget rock and roll.
Difícil, né, ser líder do Queen, quer dizer, você tem problema de relacionamento com os quatro por ser o líder do grupo?
This time, yes, I am the leader of the group, yes. My best song. Questions are, when they stop buying our records, then I'll say goodbye and do something else. Become a strip artist or something.
Yeah? To what music you would strip? What music would you use?
All the songs I've written. Like, come on. If my record reaches you out of Mongolia, destroy it, exactly, see? Destroy it, just like that. I mean, really.
Well, Freddie, I knew you were explosive, but not that explosive.
I mean, really.
Did you know you were that explosive?
I can make a bigger bang than that, dear, I'll tell you.
Well, as I told you, we have had some amazing salutes in our Road to Icon, our Road to Stonewall of gay icons. Freddie Mercury is an interesting and controversial choice. Freddie Mercury did not very often embrace his sexuality. He was married to women. He was very highly sexual. And we posed the question when we considered Freddie Mercury, can we have a bad boy as a gay icon in the Stonewall movement of 50 years? Can we celebrate somebody that may not represent our community in the best possible way? In fact, can we celebrate a gay icon on our road to Stonewall that really never carried a rainbow flag or a gay banner at all? Can they still be a celebrant on our road to Stonewall? And we concluded it's an interesting question which we're getting ready to answer, which is why we're doing Freddie Mercury tonight. In every one of our Road to Stonewalls, we have our hosts participate in different ways. And I'm going to ask them about Freddie Mercury. And we're going to start with Power.
Okay, so Freddie Mercury, of course, was a singer. He was a songwriter. He was a record producer. And he was the lead vocalist for the rock band Queen. The 2018 film about Mercury and Queen, Bohemian Rhapsody, is actually, and I just found this out today, the highest grossing musical biographical film of all time. So to answer Al's question or his observation, I do think that in terms of Freddie Mercury, his value to our road to Stonewall really is best realized only in retrospect. But any contribution to our LGBT community is a contribution to us all. And so I do think he is definitely a hero in our Stonewall history. Freddie Mercury did say, he once said, I always knew I was a star, and now the rest of the world seems to agree with me. And I would agree with that too.
That's great. Tian, Freddie Mercury.
For me, I love when he said, what will I be doing in 20 years? I'm going to be dead, darling. And what I take from that is kind of what I started with talking about, how my father started his life and ended up his life. It'd be a travesty not to live the way you want. And he knew where he was going. He was living his life in the fast lane. He was living it fast and hard, but he was living his life living. And that's all we should all be doing, is just living our life how we want to be living. And that's what I love about him. And that's what I love about life. And like you said something earlier, the universe is changing. It might be a little slow for some people. I'm not around for a million years, but I see it changing. Yeah.
All right. Freddie Mercury. Josie?
So Freddie Mercury, whether he intended to or not, he brought into every single home across the globe gay culture, our passion, our creativity, the characteristics that define our culture, the boldness. He brought that right into the center of every single one of our dinner tables.
I love that. That's awesome.
That's beautiful.
Freddie Mercury said, "The reason we're successful, darling, my overall charisma, of course."
That's very gay. Even if it is really gay. Exactly. Carlos, Freddie Mercury.
Now, I know what you want me to go, and you want me to do the whole fashion thing, but I'm not. I'm going to go a little personal here, because Mercury's parents practiced this religion called Zoroastrianism. Okay. A religion
that was pretty close, Carlos. Pretty close.
When you learn to pronounce Alejandra Ocasio-Cortez, then I learned this one, okay? But anyway, it's a religion that saw being gay as a type of demon worship. And while Mercury remained close to his parents, like I did as a little kid, he told his parents about his boyfriend that he was the pool boy. And I don't even know if I ever had said to my parents, I haven't had a boyfriend in a while, that the person that I lived with was my boyfriend, not husband because we didn't get married, but my boyfriend and not my roommate. So I felt that kinship with him, and that's why I felt connected with him. And his quote was, "When I'm dead, I want to be remembered as a musician of some worth and substance."
Lovely. Freddie Mercury, Joe.
I love the film because I felt a kinship with him, and that it took me 50 years to come to grips and be able to say that I'm a gay man. And it took him not nearly as much. But he lived his passion. After coming to grips with his sexuality, he lived authentically and unapologetically in pursuit of music. And he said, "My soul has painted like the wings of butterflies. Fairy tales of yesterday never die. I can fly, my friends, I can fly."
Isn't that lovely? It reminds me of your father.
I fly.
Yeah, I fly.
That's the one you should have done.
He stole it before I got there. I'm the new girl on the block. I was like, I was going to fight him for it. Now he's too cute.
Wait, did you say Joe's too cute?
Look at him. He's gorgeous.
Wow, that's very nice.
Thank you very much.
As we celebrate our road to Stonewall at the end of June of 2019, our 50th anniversary of our civil rights movement in the gay community, the video package that we gave you was highly unusual. It doesn't talk about lots of accomplishment. It doesn't give you lots of quotes about what he did or what he thought. It showed you how raw and entertaining the sparkle of his personality was, which is what I thought was so brilliant about Malek's speech on Sunday night. He was a gay man who was unapologetic about who he was, even if he didn't constantly put in front of you that he was a gay man. And that, in my opinion, qualifies him as a gay icon. But more than that, I have to say, I am struck by that interview you just watched in 1982. 10 years later, he's gone. and he's gone because of AIDS. To me, Freddie Mercury will always be an icon to the gay community because he is a representation of the most difficult blight in gay community history. I will never think of Freddie Mercury without thinking of AIDS. And I know people think about him as a star and Bohemian Rhapsody and Queen, but I think about him differently. He is, of course, a talent, but he represents the darkest days of our community. And if for no other reason, he qualifies as a gay icon on our march to Stonewall. Freddie Mercury. Okay, we gotta lighten this up, and we are going to play another tequila shot. We're gonna play the fun game Shag, Marry, Chop, and I'm going to give you 3 choices, and you're gonna tell us about it. We're gonna play Shag, Marry, Chop. The first one, and the first game that we're going to do is all about Spider-Man. Let's pick the best Spider-Man. Here we go, right here in front of you. And our Spider-Man choices are Tobey Maguire, Tom Holland, or Andrew Garfield. Who wants to start right away?
I'll start.
All right, go ahead.
I'll shag Andrew Garfield because he's so hot. And I'll marry Tobey Maguire. And Tom Holland, he's too chicken for me. So, chop.
I agree totally.
Well, let's go to you. Who would you shag?
Well, they're all too boyish for me. I like men.
No,
no. Can we just chop them all?
No power. We can't chop them all.
I constantly want
Who do you want to shag?
Andrew first.
All right, you're going to shag Andrew.
Toby is he's just got heart and soul, so
You're
I'll
gonna
marry
him.
him.
Okay.
And who's Tom Holland, really?
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
All right, who else?
I'll go, honey.
Here we go.
Okay, so I'll shag Andrew Garfield. I will marry Tom Holland because he got body back-a-lacka, and Toby gets the chop.
Body lacka.
That's what we say in ballroom, body back-a-lacka.
Ooh, all right. Who else? Who wants to?
All right, so I'm shagging Andrew. I'm marrying Toby because I like the nice ones. And again, I'm like you. I don't even know who Tom is, so.
Who else?
I'll go. I'm definitely going to shag Andrew Garfield. He just looks like a lot of fun.
That's 6 stars for Andrew.
Tobey Maguire is funny, so I'm definitely going to marry Tobey Maguire. And Tom, you're just a little young, so you're going to get chopped.
Yeah. All right. I don't understand the observations about young men at all. They seem...
He's 13.
No, he's not. I don't like young...
I go to jail if I shag him.
I don't like young men. I don't like...
I wouldn't even look at him, Carlos.
I don't like young boys either. I don't like chickens either. But y'all must not have seen this boy's body, honey. When he takes his shirt off in the movies, it is motherfucking everything.
It's like, whoop,
he can get it.
Was there words going on? Because I'm lost.
Think he's like 26 or 27.
All right, everybody's
Cover his face with a pillow then.
All right.
Did you play?
No. I'm not playing the game today because I can't get a word in edgewise.
Because none of them have feathers.
Our next question. That's right. No feathers. Our next one is going to be related in salute to Chef Josie to food. We are going to select chefs, and our choices today are Alton Brown, Gordon Ramsay, or Bobby Flay. Who wants to start?
I'll start.
All right.
I'm a Food Network.
I gotta hear this.
I got into the Food Network. I'm shocked. I really am enjoying watching it.
I love the culinary world.
I know.
So, I am going to shag Bobby Flay because I'm not really into him, but I'm damn sure going to chop Alton Brown because I don't see him at all. And definitely gonna marry Gordon Ramsay because he's the richest. And he's the bitchiest, so you know that whole aggressive thing.
Yeah.
He'll slap me around and call me
Have
Susan.
you met Gordon Ramsay by chance? Is he as obnoxious as they...
No.
Yeah, I bet. I know. It's a character, isn't it?
Well, he's a Michelin chef, guys, you know? And on TV, he's not playing around, you know? And but he's an awesome guy. He's an awesome chef, and he's built an entire career working his ass off to get there. So, you know, you have to take your hat off, put your toque on, and salute the guy.
So since you're saluting, who are you going to shag?
Well, so I've also met Bobby too. So let's just
Who are
like
you gonna
make this-
shag?
I'm gonna shag Gordon. Okay.
We came to you because I kind of felt like, whoop, wait,
Yeah.
I'm feeling something here.
I'm shagging Gordon because Gordon, I mean, when you have that much passion and commitment towards food, trust, okay? You're good in bed.
And who are you going to marry?
I'm going to marry, and this is going to be a surprise, but I'm marrying Alton because I like him smart. I like him smart,
Wow.
and it will keep me stimulated
Wait, have
for
you
the
met
life.
me?
She said smart.
And Bobby, listen, I heard you were a playboy. I don't want to playboy. Okay,
All right.
you're getting
All
chopped.
right, who else? Who else wants to play?
All right, so I will shag Gordon Ramsay because there's a lot of energy there. Pretty boy, Bobby Flay. Hello, Mary. Hello, the pastier, the tastier. And Alton Brown, he's going to be chopped.
Wait, my hand's still up. All right. Who else?
I think that was a chop indirectly.
Did I get chopped?
I think you got chopped.
Who else?
Open your basket.
So I am definitely gonna. Sorry, shag. I had to change my word. Gordon Ramsay. He's just hot.
All right.
He's just hot. And I'm gonna marry Bobby Flay, but Alton Brown has a whole history of homophobia, and so that man's chopped.
I chopped the right one too.
Really? I didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
And
that's
go
an
look
instant
that one
chop.
up.
You did well.
So,
Alton's instant chop.
I chopped him.
Who's the shag? You haven't played yet?
I'm gonna marry Gordon because I'm a foodie after
Who are you
sex.
shagging first?
Oh well, I don't like Alton now.
Who-
You know, look at this.
Wait.
Wait.
Aaron,
let me
no,
explain my
hold on. Aaron, you can have angry sex. It's
Yeah.
completely okay.
No. Well, okay, fine. But this Bobby Flay and the word chop is under and he looks to me like Dexter, so I'm gonna have to just get rid of him.
Dexter, you mean
he's
the
like a
psycho?
whole Dexter psycho. Like he looks like a serial killer. I don't want anything to do with him. I'm chopping him.
Everybody's played now. I kind of lost track. And here's the reason why I lost track of it is online. Aaron Phoenix is online right now.
Hey,
and
Aaron.
And I lost all track of everything y'all were saying because Aaron said I would shag the ever-living fuck out of Gordon Ramsay.
Whoa!
Thank you, Aaron, and we miss you.
Keep it classy, girl.
Okay. Our final game that we're going to play in Shag, Marry, Chop is the Women Stars. We are choosing the evil one, Joan Crawford, the funny one, Lucille Ball, or the
this
sex
is
kitten,
hard.
Marilyn Monroe. Who wants to start? Shag, marry, chop.
Okay, I
This is your generation.
This is my generation. I am definitely going to shag. I'm going to shag Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to marry Lucy because that woman is so fucking funny.
Yeah.
I love her to death. Sorry, Joan, you're a bitch. You're chopped.
All right. Who else? Shag?
Oh, this is a hard one. I love them all, even though I wasn't born when they were born or when they were alive. But,
Al was.
This is still alive. So I will marry.
Shag first.
I will shag Marilyn Monroe. I will marry Lucille Ball. And sorry, she's a bitch. Joan Crawford. You're chopped.
Don't fuck with me, fellas. Remember?
Plus, she does the wire hangers and fashion and wire hangers.
Ow. Yeah. So here comes a surprise. I am going to shag Joan Crawford because I like him a little
I would too. Exactly. And for the same reason. Exactly.
I'm going to marry
And
Lucille.
actually, it's funny.
Hello.
It's funny. Joan Crawford would probably like the lesbian more than the gay guy.
I would marry Lucille because, I mean, she's just an awesome human being, and I love awesome human beings. Why I married my wife.
She likes Latinos.
And I'm sorry,
Wait, you're trying to get
Marilyn.
lucky tonight, aren't you?
I keep dropping her name
Yeah,
up.
I know.
I would chop Marilyn because she's real pretty and all, but there was no like
Yeah.
Depth.
Okay.
You know?
What would y'all do? Who would you shag?
I would definitely shag Joan because I like it naughty.
Yeah.
And maybe not wire hangers, but be nice.
And you don't think Marilyn's naughty?
I'm
Too
just telling
goody.
you.
Like I like somebody who
America,
can tell me what to do.
you should be so jealous of me because
No,
this
oh
girl
my
is
God.
vibrating, and I'm sitting next to her. You're vibrating. It's fantastic.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
Hey,
And
boyfriend,
Her
turn
nipples
that
are
on.
giving me life. I'm just saying.
I love laughing, so it's got to be Lucille. I
It
mean,
is.
could you imagine? You'd be peeing all the time.
all the
Like,
time.
just like
That's
I would
right.
love to live with that.
Nancy.
And Marilyn, I got a chop. Just again, like you said, just like I can't
Isn't
stand
that
people
funny?
that are stupid.
Yeah.
Just by a persona.
Wow.
Yeah.
I just can't. I eat them alive.
Character, and she probably was. And Power, what do you? What
Stop
do
it.
you?
Stop
What do
it.
you? And who are you shagging?
I would shag Marilyn Monroe. I would marry Lucille Ball. And I would definitely chop Joan Crawford because I am not one of her fans.
I love that. I love that. All right. Well, listen. Play along with us. That's Shag, Mary, Chop. It's a really fun. Wait.
What happened?
Wait.
What happened?
I'm
What's
having a
wrong?
little bit of an aneurysm, and
Oh.
somebody's talking in my earpiece that I no longer have. They took that away
Hey,
from
Al?
me, by the way.
Al, can you hear us now?
You know,
Are
an
you with us?
interesting thing, and the cast doesn't know this. We have made the same joke over and over again. By the way, we congratulate, let me bring attention back one more time to Pride Fort Lauderdale. Sean Palacios, you were so amazing last week. You were beyond amazing. And we want to shout out to Sean Palacios. He is a local personality here in South Florida, a drag queen. He's hosted on the show. He's been a guest. Amazing.
That outfit on stage was
you
amazing.
can catch me and him Friday night at Winter Party.
This Friday night at Winter Party. That's right. That's great. And actually, that's kind of funny that you say that. And nobody here at the panel knows this except me. Let's have a bonus Shag, Mary, Chop.
Oh.
And it kind of got me thinking. We just did Pride. I love Sean. I love me some Sean Palacios. He's going to do Winter Party, which is one of the biggest circuit events in the world, this Friday with my friend Power Infiniti. Why not do an interesting Shag, Mary, Chop for the first time with a cast member? Let's see where this goes. Now, America, the joke here is that all three of these people, Kevin Aviance and Kitty Meow and Power Infiniti, arguably are the same person.
Oh, God.
We need a shot for this, bitch. We need a shot.
So just for giggles and punches, let's see what we're gonna do. Who would like to start? We'll leave you for last.
No,
Who would like to start?
you'll leave me out. Ain't no way. I ain't no way. I'm so sorry.
All right. Who wants to start?
I'm going to start.
Carlos, who are you going to shag?
I will shag Power.
Yeah.
Wait, why?
Have you seen the body?
I have
bitch?
seen the body, yeah. Okay, all right. And I hear rumors.
Yeah.
We'll leave
we
it at
heard
that.
earlier.
Like
All
this?
right.
Yes. Anyway.
All right, and who would you marry? Who would you
I
marry?
would marry my lovely, even though it will be like incest, it would be Kitty Meow.
You're going to chop Kevin
She's the reason I'm
Aviance.
here with you guys.
Yeah.
And Kevin Aviance, even though I love you and I
Okay.
respect you, you're chopped.
All right. Who else? Who's next?
I'm going to echo Carlos the same. And
You're going to shag Power Infiniti?
I'm going to shag Power, okay? Because Power is fierce, all right? And we like it fierce. I'm like really into the aggressive femme. So this is like
wait.
on steroids. It's like an aggressive steroid.
You like
femme.
aggressive femmes on steroids. By the way, while you two are shagging, Marcy and I will be having a nice glass of champagne.
Bubbles.
Okay.
Bubbles at Bubbles with Pearls. Oysters and champagne. All right. And who are you going to marry?
I'm going to marry Kitty because I just love Kitty. Okay, I love me some Kitty. And
Okay.
Kevin, you know I love you too, but
You're chopped again.
chopped.
Kevin, you got to live in South Florida. Your problem is you're in New York.
Yeah,
you got
if
to
I
be
were
here
in
in
New
South
York,
Florida.
this might have been a
All
different
right?
conversation.
Right. Who else? Who wants to shag?
I'm definitely gonna shag Power after what I just felt.
Oh my
You don't understand.
God.
I feel it over here. I feel it over here, Tian hard.
Oh my goodness. Wait, am I turning red again? Wait, I'm going through your menopause apparently.
I'm turning red and I'm black.
What are we talking about here?
You're
Look how
blushing.
quiet. Look how
All right.
quiet.
Who are you going to marry? Who are you going to marry?
I'm gonna marry Kitty because she just
You're gonna
sounds.
marry Kitty.
Kitty sound cute and sweet, and
Yeah.
Kevin, chop chop.
Chop, chop. All right.
Sorry, baby.
And Joe?
So I.
Oh, no, wait. This is potentially table turning over moment.
Teresa,
up my
two
drink
dice. Teresa, two dice.
I'll hold it.
Okay, do y'all want to take any bets?
No, just go right for it. And I'm just going to sit here and drink
Give
my
me the tea. We're giving tea.
I'm going to shag Kevin.
Really? You're going to shag Kevin Aviance? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm going to marry Kitty because he's funny and fun.
Oh,
Marry Kitty.
shit.
Howard.
Grab your glass. Grab your glass. Grab your glass.
The struggle is real.
well, I promise you, we'll have a Republican version of the game soon. We'll be able to have revenge.
And
Now,
I'm quite sure if Joe's face was up there, he would appreciate just like I appreciate if I said I chopped him as well.
yes, I think it would be mutual. Joe. All right, now I can't get away with the game without turning to everybody because you must play games that it's happening out. Power Infinity, who would you shag?
Oh,
I'm not playing this game. We could just might as well just move on. Ain't no way I'm shagging or marrying any of my sisters without a motherfucking doubt. No way.
Now, America,
No way.
please allow me to provide a
Absolutely
translation
not.
to the foreign language you're hearing right now. The reason Power can't play this game is all three of these people that you're seeing are the same person. So it's just like
the Holy Spirit.
It's like masturbating with yourself over and over and
Okay, so
over.
this old white man is saying they all look alike.
That's funny.
You know,
All right.
we're going to cover that next episode.
Yeah, next week. By the way, America, we were going to do a race topic tonight, but Michael Cohen wiped us out in terms of news. So we're going to do that next week. All right, that's our game, Shag, Marry, Chop. We hope you're enjoying it. We're clearly having fun with it ourselves. So stay with us on that. Next, we want to tell you about what we're doing in Havana. We're going to Pride in May, and watch this about Havana Pride. Look, big things are going on in the island of Cuba. It's a very safe destination, and it's very progressive on what's happening in a vibrant gay community, and we hope you're joining us. Go onto the website, and it's happening out, and you'll find all of the details about it. Moving on to an article we read in Reddit. I don't know if you have seen this new phenomenon about bottom coaches. there is such a thing, and it is a growing industry in the gay community of people that coach how to be a better bottom. And it talks about all kinds of things that you don't consider in varieties of different ways. Okay, everybody knows. But in general, what do you think about this phenomenon about bottom coaching?
I just want to know if you're going to expand your life coaching practice.
Why not? I mean,
Didn't you hear she's not a bottom? You got to listen to these things, okay?
Sure. Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's gonna come a time when we are gonna look back and we're gonna say, once upon a time, honey, we used to bottom the old-fashioned way. We ain't had no coach.
Right. Well, it's an interesting subject, and we watch trends in the gay community. We talk about everything in the gay community, and after we saw that Reddit article, we reached out to a very good friend of the show, the internet influencer, Colby Melvin. 1.5 million people follow Colby. Lives in the West, and he's a very interesting guy, very funny, and he posts and talks about all kinds of things. Because of the inspiration of bottom coaches, we approached Colby and said, Colby, let's develop this topic called Top to Bottom with Colby Melvin. And it is a new product that we're going to have on our YouTube channel. It's very specific. The language is very funny and very specific. And let us show you a little tease of what you can now see on our YouTube channel called Top to Bottom with Colby Melvin. Watch this.
Colby Melvin here for Top to Bottom. Today's topic, how to be a better top. Now, the first thing to remember is that sex is supposed to be enjoyable for everyone involved. Who wants to bottom for a top that only has a 2-star rating? And it's not about what you can do to the bottom. It's about where you can take them. Rim it. Don't be boring. Oh, and as an extra bonus, wash your mouth out with Listerine before. We'll thank you later.
Well, we thank Colby Melvin, and Colby's going to be doing all kinds of top to bottom with Colby Melvin segments on our YouTube channel. Watch him on his social media. Go to Facebook, for example, and watch and listen to Colby Melvin. He's quite interesting.
That looks good.
I also have to tell you, here's a little secret. We're getting ready to announce it. Labor Day weekend here in South Florida, Colby Melvin, along with It's Happening Out, is going to host, are you ready? The first porn con in the world. And the biggest names of porn stars in the world are going to be coming to South Florida in a traditional Comic-Con, Drag Con, now Porn Con.
Do we get to test them before?
And we get to meet them and talk to them and take pictures with them and have fun and party with them. So yes,
Shouldn't
that's
we?
coming
Absolutely.
on. But I want to make
Try
sure.
before you buy,
Go to Colby's social media at Facebook or Instagram and come onto our YouTube page at It's Happening Out and watch this full segment on Top to Bottom. You'll find it absolutely hilarious. The last thing that we want to do in the show tonight is, we are introducing another new guest host.
Diamond Disco.
Diamond Disco.
See, little booty. He's got a star for tonight.
And what gay person doesn't carry their dog with them? Straight woman carry their dog with them no matter where they go.
Al,
Welcome,
hold
Disco.
on 1 second.
Okay.
I haven't used my chip,
Okay.
but I like pussy.
Okay.
I know that we were going to do my new favorite thing, and my new favorite thing is pussy. And is this cat called Choupette? And is the cat...
No, wait. America, here's what's happening. We were going to do a game, but we're not doing it tonight, called My New Favorite Thing. What Carlos is doing is he's buying the chip. In other words, he's buying me a drink to say, Al, stop, shut up. We're not closing the show until I get to say this.
I feel like a Republican.
He's bought me a drink. I feel like a Republican. That's
if I wait any longer, it's going to go obsolete. But
Okay,
Chapet
all right,
is
all right.
Karl
Go ahead.
Lagerfeld's cat.
Okay.
And when he died, he left the cat $195 million.
You are-
So I like
You
that
are
cat.
committing. You're kidding, right?
No, I'm not kidding. The cat inherited Karl Lagerfeld's estate.
Oh my goodness, your new favorite thing. Leona Hemsley did that in Sarasota. She left her dog like $40 million.
Wasn't that the Queen
If
of
I
Mean?
wait another week, it wouldn't make sense.
Was she the Queen of Mean?
Sorry?
Was she the one that was the Queen of Mean?
Yes, Queen of Mean, exactly. All right, we're going to play a game now to close out our show called This or That. This is a choice game, and I'm going to propose something and ask you to make a choice. All right, ready? Question number 1 of This or That. How much do you like our neighbors? While planning a vacation, I would rather go to this, Canada, or that, Mexico. This or that.
Playa del Carmen, baby.
That, Mexico.
Yeah.
Canada. This.
Canada.
That, Mexico.
Woo!
Mexico.
This Canada.
Canada.
Oh, that Mexico.
Wow, it's almost a complete split. That's really interesting. Okay. Question number 2, this or that.
Sun, honey.
If I had to choose an extreme height for a sexual partner, I would prefer this. They can be very tall, over 7 feet. Or that. They can be very short, less than 5 feet. If you had to choose, which you do, this over 7 feet or that under 5 feet. This or that.
No, I'm definitely doing this.
This over
Yeah,
7 feet. You'd like
absolutely.
the big boy.
I love to fuck a bigger guy.
Okay, all right.
You know,
I'll second that.
This?
I'll do that because I am strangely attracted to Tyrion Lannister.
He's my
on
favorite
Game of
character
Thrones.
on Game
He
of
is a
Thrones.
sexy motherfucker. I don't know. He's smart.
I
He's cool. He's
love
sexy.
this woman. I'm going to marry you. If you, will you marry me?
Just leave my dog $190 million. and we'll be
Oh,
fine.
wait, the dog's not. Your line's better than mine.
Sign
I'll
it right
stop.
here,
Right,
baby.
exactly. This or that?
Oh.
I already answered.
Oh, I would say that.
That.
Under 5
Short.
feet.
Short, okay.
I would say this. Tall enough to dunk me.
Ooh. So, bam.
7 feet's too much.
You know, I have read several times, talking about the joke earlier, the height of a man and the foot size, shoe size of a man is not proven having any correlation to anything else. Did you know that?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, all right. Question number 3, this or that. When it comes to languages, I would rather this. Be able to talk to most animals, or that. Speak 20 human languages. Which
This.
would you? This?
This.
Talk to animals or the entire world?
Absolutely. I want to talk to this.
That talk to an
I wanna
animal?
talk to
Okay.
This. Talk to animals.
Animals?
Yeah.
I'm a that.
That?
I just think it would be so exciting to be able to speak languages and be able to travel the world and speak in native tongues and learn so much.
Yeah.
Just
This or that?
absolutely.
I would say that also.
Languages?
Even though I love the animals, but
Oh,
I would
yeah,
say I
Okay.
agree with you.
This or that?
I have a lot of animals, and they know exactly what I'm saying to them. So I'm going to go with that. I'd like to
Languages.
broaden my...
You know, it's an interesting
Table
observation. It's an interesting observation of what y'all are saying. I have traveled 147 countries in the world, and I am constantly impressed. There are places in Europe where guides or people that you meet, and they're fluent in 5 and 6 languages, and I'm so impressed. And I think, gosh, I wasted my life only
Isn't
in
that
English.
You mean,
sexy?
you mean like
I
our,
think
you mean
that's
like
really
you mean like
Bullshit, bullshit
like
is
our first
spoken in
lady?
almost every language.
Right.
I cannot be bothered.
Hey,
Let me
Al.
speak to the
All right.
animals.
You mean like our first lady, right?
Yes, yeah.
She's I think 6 or 7 languages.
Melania speaks 6
Yes.
7 languages?
Yes.
Seriously?
So they
Fluent, yes.
Yeah. Well, and she's a beautiful woman too.
She is a beautiful woman.
And cries herself to sleep
And
every
still
single
sounds
night.
like a dumbass.
No.
Okay,
All
let's
right. Question number 4. This or that. I would be more hurt this if no one came to my wedding, or that no one came to my funeral. This or that. I would be more hurt.
How is you gonna be hurt if nobody comes to your motherfucking funeral, bitch? You dead.
I'm going to say that because my funeral is going to be the biggest fucking party ever held.
Yeah. All
It
right.
is all about being happy and watching me be spread across Claytor Lake.
Your funeral celebration, you want your friends and family
Absolutely.
to be at. This or that. You'd be more hurt.
I'm going to say that too.
The funeral?
I think I want my life to mean something and for people to come and celebrate.
Yes. Okay. This or that.
I'm a that as
A
well.
funeral. Oh, interesting.
That absolutely.
Funeral.
Yeah.
And
I will say this: I would love for people to come to my funeral, and I know that they will already. But if they don't, I don't give a damn. I'm in heaven. What do I care?
I just want to say I'm not exactly sure that premise is completely true because I wish you to die almost on a weekly basis.
But you'll still be there drinking tequila, bitch. So ain't no tea.
True.
Not cheap tequila.
I guarantee it right now.
What
if
kind
power,
of tequila did we drink?
Silver.
Silver.
Yeah.
Patron.
If power
Well, he
passes,
just got chopped. So.
I make a promise right now, America. If power passes before me, and he's going to, I am going to toast you at your funeral with tequila. I promise you, I will do that. And you do the same for
And
me.
she'll come back to life and kick your ass.
And I'll just
Question?
say, I'm making an appearance. I know you don't care if I'm here, so I'm just saying hi. Bye.
Right. All right. Question number 5. Final question. This or that. When it comes to what I value, I am gay. So, this. I want more money to spend on shiny things. Or that. I want more time to enjoy my shiny things. Or that. Wonder why Chris Swarner, who does these questions and our online host, has such an obsession with shiny things. Do you like shiny things, or you want to play with your shiny things?
This was an easy one for me. That time. Time to me is the most precious
More
commodity.
time, okay.
More time with anything and everything that I love.
The experience, okay? You like stuff, shiny stuff? Let's leave Joe for last. Yeah, right?
Well,
What
the
do- what
Culture
do-
Club says, because time won't give me time. So I would pick time.
Time,
also.
okay? What do you think?
I'm going to go that. Why are you so obsessed with shiny things?
Yeah, why do you even care? Okay, I love that. And what do you think?
I'm obsessed with bling.
Yeah, so you're a this girl.
I'm a this girl.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Not signing the papers. Nope. Okay. Mr. Brookman, what are you?
So the Bible says to make hay for today because you do not know what tomorrow will bring.
Right.
So I'm going to get my as much shiny things as I can get in my day.
You know, I have to tell you, America, it's very, very funny. Many in the gay community have dramatic issues with what's going on politically. Joe's an interesting animal here in South Florida, and we all feel this because he's a contradiction in that what you think about Republicans and then what he represents in terms of his interest. He was on the Atlantis cruise. He prints business cards to tell everybody on the Atlantis cruise his cabin number and
Gotta make
shiny
friends somehow.
things. Yeah, that's exactly right. All right, fun game of this and that. Well, we hope you've enjoyed our show tonight. We've had a great time. I have to tell you, we especially want to thank Pint. And we're going to be showing many things. Our relationship with Pint and Wolf right here in the heart of the gayest place on planet Earth is going to grow. They have a very interesting block here on the historic and famous Wilton Drive between streets 20 and 21. And all of the businesses here are forming an organization of the gayest place on planet Earth. And now we're sitting right in the middle of it, anchored right here at Pint. And we thank them very much. You're going to learn a lot in coming weeks about Wilton Manors and this drive and the gayest place in planet Earth. Some of the inaugural members of the gayest place on planet Earth, of course, is Bubbles and Pearls. It's a neighbor 2 doors down. Another very good restaurant called Mind Your Manners. We had lunch there just the other day, which is great. We have to thank LaFleur Florals. They've done our florals today, and they're in this block. And there's more than a dozen businesses in this block that are coming together, pink, right, that are coming together to identify Wilton Drive 2021 as the gayest place on planet Earth. And by the way, the anchor of all of that is a little show called The Most Popular in America, It's Happening Out. So we want to say goodnight to you, and as we always do, we begin with Power Infiniti.
Good night, children.
And Tian Wilynn. Sorry, thank you.
Good night, gorgeous universe.
Gorgeous universe. And my friend, Chef Josie.
Good night, Gratitude Nation. Be kind and see you on the dance floor.
Absolutely. And my new friend, whose last performance is tonight, unfortunately, because of his red shorts, my friend Carlos Marrero.
Good night, fashionistas. Keep it cute.
And my Republican friend, I do have many of them, Joe Brookman.
Good night, family. Y'all come back now here.
Yeah.
So we remind you, America, we're really trying to explore, does gay culture exist, and is there gay community? This is a historic time, not only because of our politics, but because of our march to Stonewall. We're celebrating our 50th anniversary of our civil rights movement. So as a result, if it's important to you, America, it's happening out. Good night, America.
Good night.
Night.